Welcome back to this lesson. So this is the last part of domain 2 of AB-100 examination, Agentic AI Business Solution Architect examination. So what we've been looking at is designing AI-powered business solution, and the knowledge outcome that you should understand, and most of them that you have been following along and understand, is designing agent, extending agents to 365, Office 365 and Dynamic 365 application, Power Platform, intelligent app integration, Power Pages, and Microsoft 365 agent, pre-built business copilot that already exists. What we have been discussing, the areas that we have been covering are agentic AI design, agentic design pattern, and the extensibility, that's integration with Microsoft ecosystem, and orchestration on platform like Office 365, Dynamic 365, and Power Platform. If you are just joining us, please kindly like and subscribe and share with others. Thank you. All right, let's look at what we have on this slide. So on this slide, we have Microsoft 365 agent portfolio. So this is slide 58 or 58 of 93 of the 3 domain we have. And then here we want to look at Microsoft 365 agent portfolio. So portfolio is just like managing the entire life cycle of agentic AI system that is deployed in anywhere, like Microsoft 365, Dynamic 365, or on Power Platform, or on Azure AI Foundry. So managing portfolio is managing and overseeing the operation of the agentic AI from the beginning to the end, even when the business owners uses it. So that is agent portfolio, and this role, I tell you, is one of the center of excellence for agentic AI solution role. So treat agent like products, okay? So there's what we call data mesh, which is treating data like a product. When you build data platform on warehouse, you also develop a reporting table which serves as a data product that business analysts can use to visualize business, to visualize KPI and the graphs and forecast, knowledge graphically using Power BI as a tool for visualization. So that is data mesh. So we also have agentic mesh. Okay, so there is an O'Reilly book on agentic mesh. Maybe you should read it. As a solution architect, you are also a reader. You read every day, you digest information, because you communicate with stakeholders, and then you have to be at the same level of intelligence with these people. So stakeholders are intelligent people, solution architects are also intelligent people, and then as a solution architect, you're just like a jack of all trades. You have expertise in the software that you are designing. You also have expertise of how the software can solve business problem, and for you to have that expertise, you must understand business problem. So that is why I will say you're a little bit jack of all trade, like product managers, who should also be a jack of all trade, have understanding of business process so that they can design and deliver a product for the business. So treat agent like product, very, very important. So there's what we call agentic mesh. I'm still going to read the book, I've not read it, but make sure you also read it. So agentic mesh is also treating agent like a product. It is not only software application or traditional AI application that are products. Treat your agent as a product, okay? As a data engineer, treat your data as a product. Do not just build ETL, do not just build the injection, transformation, and loading pipeline and stop there. Do not model the data and stop there. When you model the data, you should generate analytical or report table which will serve as a data product that business reporters or business analysts can connect to and visualize and generate information that will improve business value. So this is treating data as a product and also treat agent as a product. So the architecture term that you should understand here is a mission. So have a mission before you design any agentic AI solution. Have a mission. That is, your mission here should be the problem that the agent will solve, the goal the agent will achieve, the success criteria, your success story is your mission. So make sure you have a mission. Okay, have a mission even before you go to the business stakeholder to discuss with them, to make presentation, to train them. to, or do Q&A and gather requirements, you should have a mission, should have an outcome of what you want to achieve. Mission is very, very important here as a solution architect. So data. So also make sure you understand data architecture. So which is one of the things that we have discussed in domain 1, where we discuss planning agentic AI solution for business enterprise. So data architecture is very, very important. Have knowledge of the company data, know where the data is seated, know how the data can be processed. If you need a data engineer, make sure you get a data engineer that will collect the data into the central repository like SharePoint and OneDrive, or warehouse for historical and analytical data using OneLake, Lakehouse, and Microsoft Fabric. So understand the company's data. Then we have governance. So governance include security, human in the loop, escalation, role-based access control, governance, and policy implementation and compliance rules. Then we have telemetry. So telemetry is an observability platform. Have a telemetry platform where you will collect agent metrics like token usage, like traces, correlations, activities, input and output, fluency, speed, latency, concurrency, and grounding. So all these metrics are what you will collect, and then you must have a telemetry of all of this metric. So I tell you, observability is very, very important here. Then rollback. So include rollback in your architecture. So agents should roll back safely if they cannot perform a task, and then they should not fail because they are rolling back. They should just roll back safely and escalate to human. So let's look at the point we have here under Microsoft 365 agent portfolio. So the first thing we have here is every agent needs a mission. Okay. Remember, mission is part of the architecture. Every agent needs a mission, they need a purpose, and this mission are purpose, scope, success criteria that you have defined from the beginning. Okay, so it is very, very important that agents have purpose, scope, and success criteria. So every agent needs data. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, without data, you are building agent that will hallucinate and that will fail. Data is very, very important. Data is the foundation of intelligence. Okay, good data is always the foundation of an intelligent AI application. So every agent needs data. Okay, and these data are knowledge sources, they are files, they are connectors, and of course you connect to the source knowledge sources using connectors, and then they should have access rules, role-based access control that will limit access to only what is required. Then every agent needs governance. Okay, governance is very, very important. Implement access control, least privilege, and role-based access control. Implement data protection, very, very important. Make sure connection is connection follow complete policy compliance, and make sure every agent action have a life cycle ownership. Okay, every agent needs telemetry. Okay, so telemetry is collecting observability metric and visualizing them. So this improve adoption, quality, cost, safety, and business impact. So by collecting telemetry, you'll be driving secure adoption within the company, and then you'll be seeing it will improve the quality of the agent work, and then you can be able to monitor track down cost, and then you ensure agent safety, and it will thereby increasing business value and impact. So readiness check over business owner KPI. So make sure part of what we did in domain 1 is we focus on these 3 achievements: ROI, TCO, and secure adoption. Okay, so make sure you always conduct readiness check. So readiness check, we've discussed readiness check in part 1, requirement, data readiness check. Okay, cloud adoption, AI adoption, and all that. So readiness check cover business owners, KPIs, least privilege, data labels, version control, rollback, support, and measurement. Very, very important. So when you conduct readiness check, you'll be able to cover all the shortcomings, and then you'll be able to measure them correctly. All right, let's look at slide 59, where we have a sales workflow. So orchestrate Microsoft 365 Copilot for sales. So, this is an holistic learning which cover every aspect of the examination and everything the examination is testing. Trust me, if you watch this video to the end and read everything in the slide, you can pass this examination even without reviewing the past question. Okay. So under sales workflow, Office 365 for sales, we have architecture terms like Dynamics 365 CRM, opportunities to integrate AI agent, meeting preparation, proposal drafting, seller productivity. So agents that you can integrate easily here is meeting preparation agent, proposal drafting agent, and seller productivity agent. So let's look at what we have under here. First point, Copilot for sales improves seller productivity using Dynamics 365 CRM, Outlook, Meeting, Contact, Opportunities, and SharePoint. Believe me sincerely again, this is one of the case studies. Okay, so Copilot for sales improves seller productivity very well under this seller productivity agent, which you can develop and deploy in Office 365 Copilot for sales. You have Outlook, you can integrate meeting help with Outlook. You have meeting prep with meetings. It helps with contacts. It helps with opportunities, generating opportunity for sales, where you can easily connect with people that need your product and communicate with them. And then it's also improve your use with SharePoint to manage your files on SharePoint, which you can easily connect the agent to SharePoint for proposal drafting using SharePoint knowledge to ground the information the agent has. Then point number 2, we have capabilities. So capabilities of this kind of agent include email summarization. Okay, so you can develop agent that will summarize email, that will draft meeting summaries, that will summarize we have email summaries, meeting summaries, opportunity summaries, customer replies, proposal drafting, account reviews, and meeting prep. So these are agent opportunities that you can easily deploy here. You can see there are many. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and many more that you can think of. So, but we have these 7 examples here that you can build in Copilot Studio and deploy on them. That you can build a Microsoft 365 Copilot for sale. All this can easily be deployed and built on Microsoft 365 Copilot, and then you can use it for sales. Okay, so you can easily use it for sale. Then you have the architecture flow. So take note here, this architecture flow is very, very important. So the architecture flow of developing this kind of agent in Microsoft 365 Copilot, anyone can even do this. Okay, so all you just need to is to go to Microsoft 365 Copilot, click on agent, create new agent, and then you start. So architecture flow from email summary to CRM update to proposal to review and to customer. Okay, so this is the workflow you can easily follow. And the KPI include faster qualification, better proposal quality, and reduced preparation time. So these are the KPI and the business value that agentic AI solution can generate for the business. Faster qualification, better proposal quality, instead of customer rejecting proposal and the business stakeholder rejecting proposal. You are drafting proposal correctly and accurately, and then it's reducing your meeting preparation time, summarizing your email, and then you are getting summaries, you are getting information direct quickly and understanding them better from email. All right, guys, we are still looking at Office 365 Copilot. Now we finished sale. Let's look at Office 365 Copilot for service. Orchestrate Microsoft 365 Copilot for service workflow. So, and architecture terms you should understand here are cases. Okay, so cases are just like case studies. When is it needed? And what should you design, or what kind of agent should you design? So you should know use cases, problem you want to solve. Those are your cases. Then know your knowledge articles that you can easily connect to, knowledge articles that contain these services. And the agent notes, very important too, first call resolution and handle time. So let's look at the detailed point here. Grounding sources include cases, knowledge articles, customer interaction and agent notes. So you can use this as a source of knowledge for the agent. Cases. So maybe you have service case that has been raised. For example, let's use IT help desk, for example. If they raise a case, so you can create a repository of case that can also be used as a knowledge base for the agent. You have your knowledge articles, which are articles from the company, save them in repository as a knowledge base. You have customer interaction, should not be deleted, use them as a knowledge base, and the agent notes. So past agent actions can also be used as a knowledge base. Then the service workflow that you can follow here in orchestrating Office 365 Copilot for Service are case intake. So the first intake is case, then to summary. So agent summarize the case, and then agent ground the summary with knowledge search from the knowledge base, and the agent make recommendations, and then agent review recommendation, and then agent resolution is made, and then the workflow is ended. You can see it's very simple and fantastic. So KPI include reduce handle time, higher first call resolution, and better knowledge utilization. So these are the business value that this will add to the business. These are the KPI that you are measuring, and these are the success criteria that you are defining for this kind of agent. So design must preserve agent review and customer data protection across the workflow. So just because you are using all these knowledge sources, knowledge articles, using customer interaction, make sure you also protect customer information, protect customer identity, protect customer name and their information. Okay, using governance and compliance policy. All right, so on this slide 61, we have Power Platform AI. So we've talked of AI Hub. Remember, AI Hub is still the center, where you can govern AI, monitor AI, apply telemetry, and apply the principle of responsible AI. Okay, so either in Copilot or Power Platform or Office 365 or Dynamics 365, so it's applicable. So we have AI Hub, AI Builder, Copilot in apps and flows. So again, let's look at the following feature in Power Platform AI and their use case. All these features are in Power Platform AI as well. You can see Power Platform here and their use case. AI Hub, please, very, very important. Remember this AI Hub and this AI Builder, very, very important. So AI Hub, discover AI capabilities, manage models, govern Copilot, and monitor use case. We've seen this before under one of the discussion. You can see it is repeated again, so you can see it's important. So AI Builder pre-built model. So these are pre-built model that can be used for sentiment analysis, document processing, invoice extraction, business cards, and classification. AI Builder pre-built model is also part of the examination. Okay, I've seen it several times. Make sure you take note. AI Builder custom models. So we also have AI Builder custom model. You know, remember, these are pre-built models that are already available in Power Platform, and then these are custom models that you can also build yourself. So AI Builder custom model are prediction model, classification model, and entity extraction model, and many more that you can think of. So we have Copilot in Power App. What's the use case of this? You can use it to generate apps, create tables, build screens, and create logic. So this is the use of Copilot in Power App. Then Copilot in Power Automate. What can you use it for? You can use it to create flows, suggest actions, explain processes, and build automation. So very, very important. So instead of you building all those long workflow in Power Automate yourself, you can easily give a prompt in the Copilot in Power Automate, and the agent will, and the Copilot will build the entire workflow from A to Z for you, as long as you put the right information, the right connection that you need. So very, very useful, very useful. Then you have Copilot Studio. So Copilot Studio, remember, it is a platform for building agent and multi-agent system. Okay, so what can you use Copilot Studio for? You can use it to build custom agent. Okay, the custom agent or complex agent. You can use it for multi-turn conversation agent and you can use it for enterprise integration. So that means you can also host agents there to connect to Office 365, Dynamics 365, and Microsoft Teams. All right, so on this our next slide, we have F and O, agent interoperability in app knowledge, finance and supply chain. Yeah, so I think this is the first time we are seeing finance and supply chain. Remember, it is also part of Dynamic 365 ecosystem, and they are also custom agent pre-built into this application as well. For we have finance agent and supply agent that are pre-built, and then if you want to build custom one, you can do that in Copilot or Studio. So the architecture terms that you should understand under finance and supply chain are F and O entities. So finance and operation entities, understand Dataverse, because any application connecting, you are connecting to Empower Platform, and then M365 store their data in Dataverse. So Dataverse is part of the architecture. We have plugins for connecting to this platform, Dynamics 365, connecting to our application. Then we have Sidecar Copilot. Okay, so Sidecar Copilot is just like the Copilot you normally see in um, like the Sidecar Copilot that you normally see when you are browsing in when you are browsing on Edge. So that kind of sidecar is also applicable. And then we have in-app help. So these are the architecture terms available under this particular design. So let's look at the point one after the other. So finance and operation agent charts can use internal source such as finance and operation entities. You can use Dataverse. You can use Azure SQL, and external sources such as SharePoint, vendor portals, SOPs, CRM, and HR system. So you can connect and use any information from all these platforms that we have lifted. Plugins retrieve data, create record, trigger workflow, and apply business rules. So those are what you can use plugin for inside finance and supply chain in Dynamics 365. So you have plugins that you can use to retrieve data. You can use it to create records, trigger workflow, and apply business rules. Then Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain AI includes Sidecar Copilot. So built in that you can see in this platform are Sidecar Copilot, which is available for generating information, for Q&A, and for grounding information. We have embedded AI. I've told you that there are embedded AI like finance agent and supply chain agent. And then we also have external AI services that you can integrate with them. You can create custom AI from Copilot or Microsoft Foundry and also integrate with this platform. Then we have knowledge sources for in-app help include Word, PDF, RTF, task guide, SOPs, and policies. And then life cycle include prepare, upload, test, publish, and govern. Okay, so this is the life cycle of agentic AI system to be deployed on Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain. Prepare the agent, upload the agent, test the agent, publish the agent, and govern the agent. So design domain-specific enterprise AI by orchestrating Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, Power Platform, Foundry, MCP, and govern knowledge is the entire discussion that we have discussed on this domain 2, which carries 25% to 30% of the entire examination. Remember, this full course is also Microsoft Learn. Also do well to go to Microsoft Learn and read the entire learning part. It's just one learning part, so you can read it under one day and digest this information from there to prepare for the examination and, assume this role successfully. All right, guys. So we are done now with domain 2. When we come back, we'll continue with domain 3. Please, if you are just joining us, kindly like and subscribe to our channel to encourage your girl. Thank you.